Right, just a real quick impromptu video I've just decided to make. I've had a few comments for quite a while actually, I've just never got around to making a video about it. And one of the most common things is I'm new to prepping, etc., as we all have been at some point. How do I sharpen my knife? There's so many ways you can sharpen knives, right? But at the end of the day, if you've got a good quality blade with good materials, all you really do need to do is to just strop it occasionally. You don't need to grind any surface material off. So for this quick demonstration, we're just going to be using this knife, which was kindly gifted to me from a friend in Poland. Very nice. It's made of D2. It's quite sharp as it is, but we're going to make it very sharp, which is, I guess, what most people want. So, put that to one side. Now, how cool is this? This is a smashing bloke. He really is a nice guy. Sean Hawkins, Hawkeye Bushcraft. Now, he kindly made this and gave it to me at the prepper meet, the last one. And also, there's a finishing strop as well. So what he's actually done there is he's got a soldering iron by the look of it and just etched the logo that I designed. I mean, that's beautiful. I'm really blown away by it, to be honest. So that's what we're going to be using, and this is a trick of the trade shared to me by Dell, formerly of Dirty Room Knives, now Redpath. He said just use that. I said, are you sure? We can buy that in the Halfords, it's cheap crap. But no, it bloody works, and it works very, very well. So you don't need to buy any of the expensive stropping compounds and stuff. Just go down to your nearest car store and get some of this stuff. And you don't really need a lot, to be honest. So let's get that sorted out now. So all we're going to be doing, you only need a small amount, and I do mean a small amount. That's all you're going to need, yeah? You don't need a lot. Now that will go a long, long way, unless you're Chiro's knives, and you will get through one of these every couple of days when you make an extreme high polish sheen on your knives. Now another little tip which was shared to me, I can't remember who, so I do apologise, is to use some of this stuff. I've had this for years. It's just 3-in-1 oil, and all you basically do is you just put some of it on there. I don't know, probably a 50-50 mix is a good guesstimate, and all that's going to do is just prevent it from drying out and creating a claggy, horrible mess. Speaking of mess, this is a messy way of doing it, but if you've got a bit of time and you don't mind it, you know, believe you me, it's worth it. So all I'm going to do is just move it around the block, get it all over the place so it's all coated. Now what you're going to do is you're going to hold the blade flat and you gradually turn it, and as you're turning it, you're increasing the angle as you're pushing it forward. So you're moving it up as you're pushing it. So you're moving along. There's the biting point. You don't need to go any steeper than that. So with that angle in mind, all you do is you just run the blade along. Then we just reposition this on the edge of the bench here. There you go. It just makes it easy to get your hand in on the edge, yeah, rather than mucking around. So we've got the angle roughly in mind, and it's important to keep that angle straight. Now at first it's going to be a bit sticky and a bit stiff, she said. But in time, as you're rubbing it in there, it will rub in and be nice and easy to just glide along. As you can see there, it's starting to sheen up on the block already. Now this is all you're going to be doing, is just polishing literally the fine edge of the knife. You're not doing anything else. You're not worrying about taking any metal off, changing angles and geometry and all sorts of things that you can do, you know, for other purposes, but just to put an edge on your knife, this is all you do. And in fact, because this is metal polish, what you will end up with is the actual bevel that you're creating, the edge, is actually going to shine the longer you spend doing this. Now you're only going to be putting 50% pressure, I call it. You're not going to go as hard as you possibly could, and you're not going to just hold it just the weight of the knife. You're going to do in between. So you're actually putting the pressure and polishing. Now from all I understand about this sort of thing is it's very, very fine granules and particles in the paste. Now all it's actually doing is it's very, very slowly removing the metal from your knife. That's all it's doing, and I do mean it very, very slowly. You know, it'll take you thousands and thousands of years to keep doing this and the knife will disappear. So all we're going to be doing is just running it along there. So once you can start to feel the edge go smooth as you run it. It's actually polishing now. It's actually sharpening it big time. And I do mean big time. You'll see in a minute. The secret is try not to rush. And what I think most people do when they do videos, because the camera's on, there's pressure to do it as fast as possible. Because for some reason, you know, not many people like to watch videos more than 5 minutes. I think some of them are children and they just get a bit bored, you know, and they just can't be bothered. So, you know, if you are really interested in sharpening knives, it's not a 10-second job, you know. It really isn't. Not if you want it really, really sharp. Well, it depends, you know, what the blade is to start with, to be honest. This is, I would say, as a percentage, this is probably about 80 to 90% sharp. And when I mean sharp, we're talking a brand new razor out of a packet or a brand new scalpel out of a packet. You know, that is 100% sharp in my opinion. This is about 80 to 90. It's coming up to about 93% now, I guess. You can just get a feel, you know, you can just feel it the more you do it. So I think that's more than enough for that. Now we use a finishing block. And all this basically is a smoother grade of leather. That is slightly more rough. I think it just holds the paste better, you know. But this is outstanding. Now all you're going to be doing is keeping the same angle and go very, very slowly. Pressure wise, I guess you're on about 30% pressure now. You're not halfway and you're not like just gentle. You're just slightly rubbing it in there. And well, I can actually see it getting sharp and shiny already. And what you'll end up with, as I say, is an extremely sharp tool, which is very useful obviously, and with a nice little shine on it as well. And you know, the smoother the edge, you know, with the less grain structure exposed and any pitting, the less chances of rust getting in there as well, you know. Albeit D2, but you get the idea. So you're always mindful of that angle here. Don't be tempted to do this. Don't be tempted to steepen it. No, it is tempting. It is, it really is. But you just keep it the same. And you will know when you've got the angle right. You will just know. Now you can be a bit anal and count every single pass so you get it even on each side. I don't. I just do it by feel. And every now and again you just check. Bloody hell, it is getting shiny already. So it's probably around about now. You don't really need to do any more because it's probably sharp as it is. I say go very, very careful. As you can see, the blade's right close to your fingers, so you're putting it down and you're gently moving it away from yourself. All right. Do not rush, please. People who rush stuff like this, you are asking for trouble, and a knife will bite you. Maybe not now, but it will do. And it'll always happen when you're going out on a wedding or something silly. So that's it. Now all I do now is I just run that under a warm tap with a bit of dish soap or fairy liquid. Give it a gentle rub with a plasticky bristle brush. Rinse it off with kitchen paper and then test it. And if it's sharp, job done. Yeah, we've got the water about right. This is the way I've always done it, you know, and I may be right, I may be wrong. A bit of hairy liquid on there, and you're just getting rid of all of that excess compound. That's all you want to do. And this is like a routine, you know. Every time I come back from the field and it's been a bit used and abused, I just generally do this. I don't have to strop it. 9 times out of 10, the edge will hold out fine. You don't need to, but I always do this. Yeah, just give it a wash down. That's all you got to do. Right, let's just move this aside. Now all you do is you just get some kitchen paper. This happens to be Special Forces kitchen paper. As someone pointed out on one of my Instagram posts. Yeah, because it's got pictures, it's tactical. Now when you are doing this, here's a good tip if you guys have never done this before. just remember, oh, where are we? Just remember where the blade is. So you're only ever going to be doing this. Never go along or upwards, because there is a chance that you could cut yourself. So let me see. Just put it along there, and no way for myself. Now for the testing. Well, here we are. It's always important to see. Now, what you're going to be doing is running it all the way along, gently, just to see if there's any nicks. Now, there's a few nicks at the top there, as you saw, but generally it just glides through there beautifully, as you can see. You can get carried away if you want to, and you can do those little fine curls if you've got time, but generally, just with the weight of the knife, it just flies through there like nothing else, which is what you're after, you know, because it's important to have a usable tool. You know, don't let it go blunt. It will just be a pain, because when you're trying to do fine feather sticks and the rain's coming down, the last thing you want to do is have a blunt knife and you're pushing down and it's not going well and you slip and you could cut yourself. You know, one, you've got no feather sticks, two, you've got an injury, and it's just not worth it. So just try and make an effort. Keep them sharp. Whoa, look at that. Scary shit. So that's all you need to do, really. It's, you know, the point's proven. You don't really need to sharpen it anymore. You could do, but I think that's fine as it is. And because this is D2, it's quite resistant to rust, but I don't really mind. And I do get flack from people who say, just put olive oil on it because you can use it when you're eating. But to be honest, the way I've been brought up is tools are tools, and you use proper oil for tools. And you probably don't need to do this, but it's something I always do. You only need to put a little bit like that on there. With your bit of Special Forces rag, kitchen roll, again, wiping down the blade, yeah, never go up it. And all you're going to do is just give it a fine coat of oil all the way over. Now, if you're into your survival and everything else, and you really, really are, you know, 100% adamant, yeah, just use olive oil. But from past experience, I've used olive oil and vegetable oil, and what it tends to do is it attracts all sorts of crap, and stuff just gets stuck to it all over. Now, I've found if you use the right oil for the right materials, as this oil is intended, you haven't got to splodge it on, you just rub it all in, so it's got a very nice sheen and coat. And that should be job done. That's how I sharpen my knife very, very quickly. We're not talking about reprofiling, that's a whole new video, but just to make it, keep it sharp on the edge, it's a nice simple process, which, you know, with a good stropping block, it's nice and easy. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay funky.